What's good, crypto? I'm your host, Moonboy Marvin, here to bring you a daily scoop on what's going on in crypto. Monday through Friday, we come here to educate ourselves when it comes to life-changing wealth. None of this is financial advice, as I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure to do your own due diligence and to do your research. And if you like the podcast, make sure to follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Give it a 5-star rating, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm really excited. This is my first stream for the YouTubes when it comes to crypto, so I'm really excited, and I would appreciate all of your support. Comment, let me know what you think, as I'm growing in the space. I've been doing the podcast. This is almost my 20th episode. I try to do it daily, so be gentle, be kind, and I'm really excited. But today, let's jump into Bitcoin and see what's going on in the market. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $46,489. Yesterday, we had a bit of a dip, a little bit of a retracement, hitting down into the mid 45s. Let's pull up the trading view and just take a look at what's going on the 30-minute chart, or actually let's just do the hourly chart. So yesterday we were actually, at the time of this recording, we were at about 47,500, low 47,000s. And we dipped and wicked down to the low 45,000s right towards the tail end at 45,200. And what's interesting is that we continue to hold the $45,000 area as support. And we've been seeing that for the last couple of days. Ever since we pumped up on August 14th, we've seen this really healthy area where we consolidate and we chill at. Now, what we need to be mindful, people, is that Bitcoin has been on a rampage. If we look at the daily, we have been going non-stop with very little pullbacks, and I'm a big Bitcoin bull. I really want to see Bitcoin hit 6 figures. You know, I would love that, and right now we're seeing a pretty crazy alt run up with some coins. One that I'll touch upon is Solana, because I have a reason why I think I know Solana is pumping. But we've had this major run up for the last couple of weeks, ever since July 21st, when we hit $29,000, where it was the last low point. We've seen that touch of $29,000 twice before, once in June and at the initial dippage in May when we had the major sell-off. But ever since we've had this major run up, we've had one decent pullback where we went up to 42,000, which was our initial point of resistance, where we had that major drawback. We got rejected, and then we went all the way down as low as 37.5. So that's about a 10% drawback, which is pretty healthy. That's what we like to see. And ever since then, we've been kind of going up and up with very little pullbacks and healthy retracements. Now, again, I want to see Bitcoin hit 6 figures as much as the next person. I am really excited for the market, and I think there's a lot of room to grow. But I think the most bullish of bulls would say a healthy retracement is necessary for us to continue the onslaught of the bears. So right now we've only seen small pullbacks of about, let's take a look, after the initial push out of 42,000, we got to 44,000, retraced a little bit to the low 43,000, so that's literally like 1% or 2. Then we went up to 46, drew back down and wicked down to 44,000, high 39,000. So that right there is about a 4 or 5% pullback. We pumped up to 48,000, got rejected, pulled back to about 45,000. So that's about, 48 to 45. About 8%, 7% of a pullback. So nothing too crazy, to be honest. So a lot of people are saying that we could see retracements as low as 43,000, 42,000. 42,000 wouldn't be out of the question. I think 42,000 still keeps us safe, and it's still very bullish. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear a retracement down to 42,000. I think it'll shake a lot of people out, which means cheaper Bitcoin for me, which I'm not too concerned about. But 42,000 would still keep us in play for a healthy drop down to 42 and then bounce up. I think that we could definitely see that. And by no means I am not a TA analyst. I'm not a technical analyst or a chartist. But I think it just makes sense that we see these healthy points where we kind of bounce back, retest the 42,000, and then once we get down to the 42,000 mark, maybe wick down a little bit below that, and then we kind of like go up to the moon, which makes me be happy. But we'll see. We'll take a look at what happens, but I think we're at a really crucial point where Bitcoin needs to decide whether we want to consolidate, which I think is also really, really good. Even if we don't wick down, it doesn't have to happen. It's not necessary. This move to 42,000 is not necessary. What we could also see is kind of like it draw out, just kind of hang out, do its thing, and then go up. Or Bitcoin can do whatever Bitcoin wants and just say, you know what, I don't need to chill out. I just want to go straight to the moon, which is also fine by me. I'm trying to draw a moon, but this is really bad. It looks like a donut. But I think that's where Bitcoin is right now. We saw a good pull this morning. We went up a decent amount from like 45,000 up to nearing 47. I think we wicked over 47,000 for a little bit and then got rejected, got pulled back a little bit down, but we still have the rest of the day. And we'll see what the daily closes for today. I mean, overall, we've been doing so well. A lot of people are saying that this is a fake out or this is a bear trap, but honestly, I don't think this says anything near a bear trap. I think a lot of people want to say that just to freak people out. And I'm not about that. I'm very excited. And you know what? What I would be worried and concerned about is like if we saw like Bitcoin decide to do something ridiculous and like if we plummeted all the way down to like 36,000 and like bounce back up, then we could start to see a head and shoulders, something like that. But what we don't want to do is kind of like break this structure. I think that's the biggest thing. We want to be mindful that we don't like create just a head and shoulders, and then we have that neckline, break it, and then death. But I doubt that's going to happen. I do not see that happening. That is the least of my concerns, to be quite honest. But I think that a healthy pullback is totally good. And let's just see what happens. We have the rest of the week to play out. Honestly, I'm very bullish. I think we're going to see Bitcoin rally and probably hit $50,000 later this week, if not next week. We have time. There's no rush. There's no rush whatsoever. Taking a look at the total market cap, we're over $2 trillion, which is really, really good to see. Bitcoin dominance at 43.5%. But again, I always love to take a look at the total market cap because it gives me an idea of what the market is saying and how the market feels personally. And again, July 21st, this is where I always go back to, where we're at the lowest at the low at 634 billion. Right now we're at almost 1.2 trillion, so nearly double the entire market cap minus Bitcoin. So overall, I think everything is like leaning in the right direction. Everything is looking solid. I'm not concerned whatsoever. And I think another reason not to be worried is because we have some major run-ups. Let's take a look at the market, going down. Like Binance Coin at $430 makes me very, very happy. Solana on the major tear. We saw this last night. I barely slept last night because I was just excited to see this major run up. We got over $74 more or less. We wicked up there. Crazy to see Solana hit all-time highs. One thing that I talked about on yesterday's episode on the podcast, which is not on YouTube, but definitely check it out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, talking about the importance of realizing gains. I think Solana has a long way to go. Personally, I could see Solana like going up to, Cardano, or definitely surpassing Dogecoin at the peak of the bull run. Like right now, we're sitting just a little underneath a 20 billion market cap. I wouldn't be surprised if Solana got to a $40 billion market cap. A lot of people are saying like 200 to 250 Solana. That is certainly possible. I'm not going to say that's out of the question. I've never been through a bull cycle or a bull run. I'm brand new to all of this. I've only been in the market for about 9 months. But from what I hear, things can go absolutely parabolic, like hyper parabolic in a bull run. So My projection for Solana, personally, I said it on the podcast, was between $100 and $150, $120. So that would put the market cap of Solana about $40 to $50 billion. People are projecting that it can go to 80 and higher. Listen, anything is possible in this world. If there's one thing I've learned through crypto, is that never doubt crypto, because crypto will always surprise you. I think a lot of people can say that. Like, it's crazy what can happen in a matter of days, weeks, minutes, and seconds in crypto. So for Solana to be at a $60 to $80 billion market cap, I wouldn't be surprised. That is only 3x from here. I mean, from July 21st, Solana was like about $22, and we've seen it already 3x in a month. So can it 3x from here? That's a lot of money, but anything is possible in crypto. And that's why I'm so excited, because if Bitcoin hasn't even hit all-time highs, which I do think it will, I do think we'll see a six-figure Bitcoin at the end of this year, or at the end of the bull cycle. What does that mean for the rest of the crypto market? We'll see. But it's really exciting to see Solana at number 10. I remember it was like at 15 or 18. Terra also doing amazing. This is a token that's off and built off Solana. And it develops stable coins and it burns stable coins, from my understanding. I'm not in Luna or Terra, but that is also up 70% on the week. So if you're in Terra, you're probably really freaking happy right now. But overall, we're seeing great turns in the market. I mean, over the last day, everything is, I say this very loosely, down. Like, literally, like, a 5% drop is nothing. A 1% drop is really nothing. A 0.28% drop is literally nothing. Basically, everything is about where it was yesterday, minus some exceptions. Like VeChain took a little bit of a harder hit at 5%. But again, we literally have gone through like an 80-90% correction. A 5% drop, a 0.3% drop, like on Bitcoin right now, we're down 0.35% in the last 24 hours. That is nothing. We're honestly exactly where we were yesterday and the day before that. The market has been a little stagnant, minus some exceptions, aka Solana, Luna, Axie Infinity. PancakeSwap is up 7.29%. Really good to see that. 24% on the week. But just it's awesome to see how much has changed in the last 7 days. Let's take a look at the 30-day change. In the last 30 days, Bitcoin is up 46%, Ethereum 66%, Binance Coin 40%, Cardano 75%, XRP 100%. That's crazy. I don't own any XRP, but for those of you that are in the XRP army, shout out to you guys, you deserve it. Dogecoin up 70%, Polkadot 100, Solana 155. Literally, if you bought anything a month ago, basically anything minus stable coins in the top, basically anything in the top like 100 minus, that isn't a stable coin, almost anything in the top 100, 90% of everything in the top 100 is in the green, minus like 3 or 4, and removing stable coins. So it's crazy to see how much a move everything has gone up. So super excited for everyone who's making gains. All your portfolios should be looking pretty juicy if you bought in the dip, and trust me, I took advantage of that dip. I went ham on the dip. So really cool to see that the market is doing well, and Bitcoin is just doing what Bitcoin needs to do: consolidate and chill, and then we'll move forward. Now, just want to take a look over why Solana is pumping. Okay, Solana, I dollar cost average throughout the dip, and I'm so happy that I did. I did take some profits, not a lot, just a bit. I took like maybe 10 or 15% off the top, which is really good, because I was able to purchase some Bitcoin and put in some projects that I've been wanting to get into. Just a little bit, because I think Solana has a lot of room to grow, especially if we are targeting $120 to $150 a Solana. I don't want to miss out on those gains, but I definitely want to realize some of those gains. But we see this major run up on Solana, and I think there's more room to grow. But why is Solana going up? Well, turns out that TikTok partnered with crypto-powered music streaming platform Audius, which is very, very interesting. In a Monday announcement, Audius said it had partnered with TikTok in the creation of a new feature called TikTok Sounds. According to a Rolling Stone interview with Audius co-founder and chief product officer Forrester Browning, the integration will allow users to export songs with the protocol to TikTok with one click in an effort to streamline the process. Now, through Audius, though Audius claims it seeks to leverage blockchain technology to reward content creators as well as increase transparency on payouts to artists. A lot of artists are on record labels and a lot of their money gets taken out. This is allowing creators and musicians to be able to get more profit and take out the middleman, which is huge. I mean, that's a lot of what blockchain technology is trying to do, is remove the middleman. The integration of TikTok seems to be more and more about the music rather than pushing messages about cryptocurrency or decentralized finance. Roughly 95% of users have no idea that blockchain is even involved. So again, I think that's awesome. A lot of people don't understand crypto and see how crypto can be used. Crypto is not just currency, crypto is technology, it's assets. There's so much that crypto can do, and this is just one facet of it all. And zooming over to the actual Rolling Stone interview, what's interesting about this is, and I think this is kind of the biggest takeaway of why Audius is so important, any artist can take a song that they have already on Audius and just export it over to TikTok in one click. This makes life a whole lot easier. Sometimes there can be a lot of, junk in the middle that bottlenecks artists from uploading music to like Spotify or other streaming services. And what Audius is trying to do is streamline that process, make it so much easier. So that way, these artists who don't have large followings or artists that struggle getting onto major platforms, this streamlines that process. And I think what's so fascinating too is like there's a lot of kids or like artists that maybe don't have a big following, and all they have to do is be on Audius, go on TikTok, upload their song, and we all know that TikTok is huge for going viral. People can become overnight sensations with TikTok. And I think this is just one example of using and integrating blockchain technology and TikTok. This is fascinating. But what does this have to do with Solana? Well, Audius is on Solana. It migrated over to Solana. But why? Why does Audius need Solana? Again, it goes back to the idea of just making it simpler and moving things over faster. There's less congestion in the system. But why Solana? Let's take a look. First off, one, it's cheap. It offers about 1 million transactions for $10. If you've minted anything with Ethereum or other blockchain technologies, it is so expensive. It is very, very expensive. To mint like an NFT could be like between $50 and $200+ depending on how much Gwei it costs. Gwei is the cost of the name of the cost that it is used to mint things with Ethereum. So 1 million transactions for $10 is ridiculously cheap. Block times are 400 ms. Don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's very fast. With confirmations under 1 second. If you go on Solana.com, you can actually see how fast Solana can do transactions. Just going there, total transactions, you can see how fast. The block time is 400 ms. 24 million total transactions, and it continues to go, and the nodes are 1336. That's a lot. But also, like, the live mainnet has been nearly for 8 months, processed nearly 5 billion transactions, and it's decentralized with over 180 nodes on the mainnet and over 500 on the testnet. So it just allows for the upload of music to be faster and way, way, way more consistent, less congestion, and way more affordable. And having Audius on Solana, I think, is the reason why we're seeing this major pumpage in Solana. And other reasons though, Solana is just a great project. I think it's so undervalued. Like the network and the dApps that are on it are insane. They have so many. Not nearly as much as, let's say, like Ethereum. Ethereum has been around much longer than Solana, but they're continuing to build out and really focus on DeFi, and I think there's so much going for Solana. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode of the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with an update of how the market is doing. I think we're doing fine. I think this is super healthy for the market. And I'm just really excited to see what the future will bring. I think we're setting up for a really exciting weekend and next week. But other than that, make sure to follow the podcast, connect with me on socials at Media by Marvin on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.